Hey guys, it's Skybird, and we're going to be taking a look at another combination model today of two Barraki sets. This time it is Pridak and Ehlek, and I honestly just want to name it Kelp because I think that's funny. But yeah, I'm just mixing the names up. So anyway, let's get right on into it. This is the build right here, and I think it's pretty cool. It's obviously very different from any of the combinations I have made so far, being kind of mermaid-esque or siren-esque in its aesthetic. However, the feet can split apart. It can stand like a biped as well. And it's definitely an interesting one. It was a lot more difficult to put together than I thought it would be. Again, notably, the Ehlek set, the Pridak set don't have traditional torsos, which makes the builds quite limiting. But I think I was able to do something that looked at least interesting here, utilizing a couple of the Ehlek spines, one on each side here. And this Ehlek head is sort of like a heart that's enclosed in this, maybe a rib cage, or I don't know how you want to see exactly this white portion here, but I really like the aesthetic nonetheless. Obviously, I went for a sort of fantasy vibe with the head build here. Originally, I had stuck some of the pincher, the mandible pieces on there. I opted to take them off. I just liked this aesthetic, this sort of clean, crisp, elegant shape. I don't know exactly how to describe it. So I opted to remove them and went for this one instead. In terms of articulation, if you have the feet connected, then they're pretty limited in their articulation because of the way that they are built. But of course, if you disconnect the feet, you're going to have your standard points of articulation in the ankles, the knees, and the hips here. The hips are a little bit limited just because of the connection for this what is this, double socket here on the front, so that doesn't help much, but it is perfectly fine in terms of standing the creature up. And when I was originally designing it, I was going for this sort of like gnarled, hunched over appearance, which looked really cool, but it was just very hard to stabilize given the parts that were involved. So I went down this avenue instead, which I think works out really well and looks quite nice. Outside of that, the other articulation points are up in the shoulders here, which are behind these little spike pieces, in the elbows, the wrists, and at the neck. This one just having a single joint in the neck, so you can, make it look around wherever you want. That is connected to a friction pin and sort of locked in with a little bit of an interesting assembly in the back end there, but I do think it looks really nice. And I gotta say, I wasn't expecting to like the color scheme, but I think I do. There's something about the lime and the dark green plus the white that has this really, I don't know, I've never seen this color scheme before. I just want to say that right off the bat. So like, but there's something about it that grabs me, there's something very interesting. I can't quite put my finger on what it is, but I like it a lot. So I really like this one. It's definitely something I'd like to play around with more, this color scheme specifically. And if you guys are curious with the Ehlek set, because it comes with kind of a weird color, that's actually the same color as the red Vaki set, the eyes from that set as well. So there are pieces available in that color, but it's a relatively hard one to work with either way. But that's pretty much it for this build. It's definitely a fairly straightforward one, although there are some interesting techniques going into it. There's not a whole lot to say about the creature once it is done. It's sort of something to just kind of exist, to look at, and just is interesting. So, but that's pretty much it. If you guys did enjoy the video and you want to learn how to build this one, then I will post the file for this on Discord as soon as I can. A little bit under the weather today, so I'm just trying to kind of work through it. But outside of that, also, you can find my Discord linked in the description, along with my Instagram and Patreon if you want to check out some more perks, and make sure you're subscribed. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.